संस्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. My respectful namaskars to all of you. A couple of weeks ago, we had an occasion to reflect upon what is meant by the three schools of Vedanta. Now, from today onwards and in our subsequent classes, we shall take upon some topic that has been discussed in Vedanta either directly or indirectly, and we shall have a brief reflection upon it, which will very much benefit our study of Vedantic literature. In that series, let us start with what is meant by Purushartha. It's a very important topic in our Vedantic literature called as Purushartha. Now you see, Vedanta is a very comprehensive. It views the life as a whole. If you see, man lives at different levels. He lives at physical level, intellectual level, emotional level, aesthetic, moral, and spiritual levels. That's all our own experiences. So Vedanta takes into account all these things. To form a sound scheme of life, everything has to be taken. And that is one of the special features of Vedanta. Now, in Vedanta, these Purusharthas, if you put it in English, you can call it as life values. These life values have been categorized into four main categories in Vedanta. What are these four categories? We shall see in our next class. But you just make this much that Vedanta has categorized these life values into four main categories. Now, this is what is called as Purushartha. The word Purushartha, as I said, is a very important Indian thought, consists of two words, Purusha and Artha. Now, what is the word Purushartha means? That's most important. So, the word Purushartha means that which is being sought by the human being as an end or an purpose. That is what is called as Purushartha. Now, Professor Hiriyanna has very beautifully described in one of his articles what is the meaning of the word Purusha. It's very important. Just if you want to take Purusha, you can say it as a human being. Artha is a goal, so it is the goal of a human being. That's a very simple understanding. But there is a great thought inside that Hiriyanna's article, which I just present before you. I'm just paraphrasing what he has said in that. He says, the word Purusha, which is a very qualifying word, suggests that the term is not applicable to the ends which human beings seek common with lower animals. Because in Purushartha, we have four Purusharthas, the two Purusharthas are even sought by animals. So why is the word Purushartha is being said here is that he says that the term is not applicable to the ends which human beings seek common with lower animals, because human beings also seek that one. But then what is the speciality of the word Purusha here? He says the word qualifies that human beings can act instinctively and also consciously, deliberately. So when the human beings acts consciously and deliberately, making even the common ends as a pursuit for a higher level, then this becomes a Purushartha. For example, if you say Purushartha, the four different types of Purushartha are Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Even the Artha, Kama, Purushartha, if he is going to be consciously, he is going to pursue it to attain that moksha, then all these things becomes called as Purushartha. Because even Artha and Kama, even animals also seek. But what is the speciality that human beings seek it? That has to be sought because he has to attain to the higher goal called as moksha. That is how he explains. Now that is the meaning of the word Purusha. Then the word Artha, what does it mean? See, Artha has got different meanings. Even one of the meaning is Artha means meaning itself. What is the meaning is also called as Artha. The other meaning is, here in our context, the word means the goal. So Artha means goal. Now in Sanskrit it goes like Artyate sarvaihi manushaihi pratyate iti artaha. So Put it in very simple language, that which is being sought after by every human being is called as artha. So purusha we have seen, artha we have seen, simply to put it is a human goal. Now, and these goals differ because we have different type of human beings, different type of mindset, and so the goals will differ in a various way. Now, combining these two words, purushartha generally means what is called as the human goal. Now, in certain context, you might have come across, the purushartha also means free will. The purushartha also means choice. It also means in some sense, it means a sense of endeavor, a sense of an effort. So these are all the secondary meanings, and the primary meaning here to our context is purushartha means the human goal. So because of the availability of the purushartha which human beings consciously pursue, he is considered to be superior to all the living beings on this earth. So we have got the organic capacity to realize the purpose why we have come here. That the purpose is what is called as moksha. So in our next class, we shall see what are the different types of purusharthas, and we shall elaborate on that. Thank you. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.